All right, let's just dive right in. If you're running a social media agency or even just managing a few accounts, you absolutely know the struggle. You're on this never-ending hunt for that one perfect tool to manage everything. But what if I told you that the hunt itself is the real problem? Today, we're going to break down why searching for that single, all-in-one tool is probably the biggest mistake you're making. Does this question hit a little too close to home? Yeah, I thought so. You spend hours, maybe even days, scrolling through reviews, comparing endless feature lists, all trying to find that one magic wand of a platform that's going to solve all your problems. You're definitely not alone in this, but this exact search is leading so many agencies down a really dangerous path. And there it is, plain and simple. Believing that a single tool can do everything you need it to do is the number one mistake. The truth is, the smartest, most successful agencies, they don't find one perfect tool. Nope, they build a perfect stack of tools. Let's get into why that little distinction is so critical. So let's bust this perfect tool myth wide open. Here's why that one-size-fits-all idea just doesn't work. Social media management isn't one job. It's actually a whole bunch of really different tasks. And honestly, each one needs its own specialized approach. You know, when you really start to peel back the layers on these tools, you start to see the cracks in that one tool to rule them all fantasy. You've got to think about how many accounts it can handle, what platforms it actually covers, how your team can work together. But the two most important things on this list, the ones people almost always misunderstand, are the huge difference between scheduling content and doing real native engagement, and the massive security risk that comes with it. And that brings us right to the heart of the problem, scheduling versus native engagement. These are two completely different worlds, and pretty much every social media tool out there is only built to do one of them well. Okay, this slide is everything. On one side, you've got content scheduling. This is the automated, kind of easy part that's done through safe, official platform APIs. But on the other side, you have native engagement. This is the real high-value, roll-up-your-sleeves kind of work, replying to DMs, engaging with Instagram stories, jumping into a Twitter space. And to do it, you have to actually log in through a web browser. And here is the big catch. All those super popular tools we all know, Buffer, Later, Sprout Social, guess what? They're almost all built for that API-based scheduling. That's it. They simply are not designed to handle the high-touch native engagement that actually builds a community. And when you try to force them to, well, you run headfirst into a huge hidden danger. This is where it gets serious, like really serious. Every single time you log into a client's account to do that valuable engagement work, you could be setting off a tripwire that puts their account and every single one of your other clients' accounts at risk. So how does this happen? It's all about something called a browser fingerprint. Think of it like this. Every browser you use leaves behind a unique digital trail, your IP address, cookies, all sorts of data points. The social platforms use this fingerprint to figure out which accounts are being accessed from the same computer, and their algorithms are always looking for ways to connect them. And this creates a terrifying cascade effect. Picture this. You log into client A's Instagram. Then, in that same browser, you log out and log into client B's account. Boom! The platform's algorithm has just linked them together behind the scenes. Now, if client A accidentally gets a policy violation, the platform can automatically flag every other account it has linked to that browser fingerprint. All of your clients are now in the line of fire because of one mistake. You know what the craziest part is? This massive security risk, this whole idea of keeping accounts isolated from each other, it's almost never even mentioned in those best social media tools of the year articles. It's this giant, glaring blind spot across the entire industry. So if one tool can't do it all, and trying to make it work is actually super dangerous, what's the answer? Well, it's a total shift in how you think. You don't need a single tool. You need what's called a hybrid stack. The solution is actually really simple and kind of brilliant. You combine two totally different types of tools. First, you use a classic API scheduler, like a Hootsuite or a Buffer, for what it's great at, scheduling content safely. Then, for all that high-value native engagement, you use a second, specialized tool, an isolated browser that creates a completely separate, clean, and unique browser environment for every single client. No more cross-contamination. I mean, just look at this chart. That native engagement column tells the whole story. It is just a sea of red X's and limiteds. This proves it. These tools were never built for that job. Only a tool that's specifically designed for secure, isolated browsing can give you those full native capabilities without putting you at risk. Okay, theory is great, but let's make this practical. How do you actually put this into action for your business? Let's build your ideal stack right now based on how big your agency is. Here it is. This is your roadmap. If you're solo with just a handful of accounts, you might get by with a simple scheduler and just using different Chrome profiles. But the second you become a small agency, a professional security layer like Sendwin becomes essential. By the time you're a midsize or enterprise agency, it's not just critical, it's absolutely mandatory to protect your clients and, frankly, your entire business. And hey, if you have a team, security is even more important. The absolute golden rule is to never, ever give team members the raw client passwords. Just don't do it. Instead, you use a tool that lets you share the logged-in session. This gives your team the full access they need to do their jobs, while you keep total control over the credentials. And you can revoke their access with a single click if you need to.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's time to stop searching for the one tool to rule them all. The best approach, the one that perfectly balances efficiency with real-world capability and security, is a strategic combination. It's your hybrid stack.
So I'll leave you with this question. Take a really hard, honest look at how you and your team are logging into client accounts right now. Are you mixing clients in the same browser? Are you sharing passwords in a spreadsheet or over Slack? Is your current workflow creating this hidden web of risk that could bring your whole agency crashing down? It's time to move from a single tool to a smart, secure stack.